You're watching Virginia This Morning.
Well, if you own a house or a car, you know your credit score wasn't taken or was taken into consideration when you were qualifying for a mortgage or a loan. But how can you get a loan if your credit is, say, less than stellar? Richmond money expert JB Bryan is here and shares some helpful information. Hey, JB, good to see you again. All right, so you don't own a home. And
oh, wow. So they don't own a home.
Yeah, that's tough.
Okay.
But I know for a fact that if you do own a home, one great way is a home equity loan, because the bank's got something to fall back on at that point.
Yep, you're right. There are going to be some viewers that don't have this even as an option. But if they do have a home that is worth more than what your loan is for, so we have to find some equity in there. Equity is when you subtract out what you owe and there's still some value. Then the lenders are a lot easier on you. Your credit is not as important because you have that collateral. You know, a lot of people will joke that anybody can get a car loan, you know, but the key here is we're going to show
what are
you.
Gonna pay for?
That's right.
Yeah.
Your interest rate is much higher. The home equity, because it's a more stable form of collateral. You can't move your house, you know, you can't hide your house away. So that it's a lot easier to use your home equity if you can have that. A lot of people are suffering now that their house is underwater, so they owe more than their house is worth.
So the home equity loan's not even
an option for someone in that situation.
All right, let's talk. The next one on the list is peer-to-peer loans. We're not talking about fishing piers, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because those have become popular. Everything is done online. So you're actually, I would ask Bill to loan me some money, and it's done via the internet. And what I discovered doing the research on this is that it's still, your credit score is still involved. And there's some, one company was like prosper.com. Another one, just Google peer-to-peer loans, and you'll see that most of them are still credit sensitive as far as what Bill will pay in order to loan money to that person who needs it. So you would be the investor. So if the person needed a $2,000 loan, you still would want to know what their credit score is, what their history is of paying things back. But you would get a higher interest rate the worse their credit score was, of course.
And if you look up me and want a loan from me, you need to re-Google. All right, so a cosigner is something my uncle told me never do.
Well, I won't ask you for the cosign then, but it has to be someone. It does
happen though, doesn't it?
That's right. I have to get Bill to trust me. You're looking for someone that really believes in your ability to pay it back, and because it does become their responsibility. You and I go and you co-sign for it, you're gonna have to pay it. If
you skip town,
it's
I'm
on you,
hooked,
and I might have the car with me, and you're still making the payment. I've had a lot of clients that have had that situation where they've done a school loan for a nephew or niece or something, and they don't want to pay it, and it's in their name too.
But they signed on the dotted line.
Sad. So be careful.
Okay.
Be careful.
You know, there's always the old fallback of turning to your family or your best friend or whatever.
And that's the best one. If you have the bad credit and you're trying to repair it, because that's what we really want to encourage you to focus on, repairing the credit. But while you're in this situation, if you can find a family member that will loan the money to you, make sure that you give them the respect to do the documentation for Bill, and even get it notarized. Show them that you're very serious about this money that they're loaning to you. Set up the payments, set up the interest rate. But if you really take it as a business option for Bill to loan you that money, your family member might be a little bit more confident about doing it, especially for small businesses. Since 2008 and the banking crisis, it's been hard for small business owners to find money through commercial regular banks. So family becomes a big form of growing the economy, basically, for small business owners.
And as long as you got your paperwork and everything, so when you show up on Judge Judy, you've got your paperwork.
That's right. That's right. I thought about that too.
All right. And credit unions are something that a lot of folks have turned to recently. Tell us about when that's an option.
I'm glad you brought that up, because credit unions generally have something in common with you. Are you a member of a credit union by chance?
I am not right now.
Yeah, but
I have been in the past.
You have, but say you were. It was probably because of something that you had in common. The employer had their own credit union. Sometimes your churches have credit unions. Sometimes the Henrico County has a credit union, or wherever you are, your municipalities might have credit unions. And you work for that municipality. They're they generally maybe a little bit more lenient because they're going to take it directly out of your paycheck.
Okay.
So
It's
that's
a little
an
easier
option.
to take that way.
That's an option.
Great information here. Free information you got on CBS 6, but JB
Right.
is offering a free workshop called Ways to Improve Your Credit Scores this Wednesday, February 25th at noon, 4860 Cox Road, Suite 200 in Glen Allen. Registration is required. If you'd like some more information, you can visit our website, and that is WTVR.com/VTM.